Man, I really love Michael Fassbender as an actor, but between this and Assassin's Creed, it's been a rough time, I think, for him in terms of being in good movies. Besides Alien Covenant, which I did really like, some people didn't like though, but besides the fact, Michael Fassbender has just not been in many great movies lately, and The Snowman is no exception because I just saw this piece of shit. I know nothing about the source material. I know it's based on a book. Never heard of it before. I just heard of the movie, and I went and saw the movie because Michael Fassbender was in it. Of course, he's a great actor. Even if he isn't shitty stuff, like Assassin's Creed or this. I usually like him, but the exception in this movie is that he and every other actor, every other big actor is so wasted. There's nothing that they could cling on to and nothing that they could do to make this a better movie. Because this movie was really, really terrible. It's one of the worst movies I've seen all year. And it honestly made me angry watching it because you get such a big, great cast. You get Michael Fassbender, you get Rebecca Ferguson, and then you get Val Kilmer, and you get Toby Jones and J.K. Simmons. But they're all wasted and squandered, and they are not interesting at all. None of them. None of them have anything interesting to say as characters. It's not the actors' faults, but how these characters are written in this. I don't know if the book is any different, but this movie's script is terrible, and how they are written is terrible. They are so uninteresting. Half of these characters are only shown in a couple scenes and are never talked about again or never seen again. And the movie is so choppy that it doesn't even feel like the story is cohesive. There's so many things that change and so many things that are taken out in terms of how the characters are there and then they're gone and they're never mentioned again. It's really bad. And like I said, they're all good actors, those ones that I mentioned, but it sucks that they're in this and they have nothing to work with at all. And I hate when it's not an actor's fault and they have to be involved in something like this, and it just makes me mad and sad for them because they couldn't try their best because what was their best? There's nothing they could cling on to. But, yeah, Michael Fassbender was nothing, and then Rebecca Ferguson was nothing. And then J.K. Simmons was barely in it. And then Val Kilmer and Toby Jones were in a couple scenes. Toby Jones was in one scene. And then Val Kilmer. Now, Val Kilmer to me is an interesting actor because he is a good actor. And I haven't seen him act in a while. And I think that now it's not... I don't know if it's his fault entirely. I think... And this is going to sound bad saying it, but this movie... When he was in this movie, he felt like he wasn't in the right state of mind. Like, he seemed kind of insane. And like I said, it sounds kind of mean saying that, but I don't know. He acted like he was warped in a way. And I don't know if that was supposed to be the character or that was just him, but his acting was very, very stuttering and weird. I didn't understand, and I don't know if it's what the movie script was or how they directed him. I think he might just be like this now, and if that's true, then I feel horrible for him if he has a problem. But he is barely in this movie either, and it's so dumb that they bring all these big characters. I mean, all these big actors in for these characters that have nothing, no character depth or anything. It's a mystery movie, but the mystery by the end of the movie is so haphazardly put together like the ending whenever you realize who did it, who does it and all this, who's the killer. It's so stupid. And it didn't build up to it, it just happens. So it's not a good mystery either. It's just one that anything can happen, and anything did happen because you didn't expect this person to be the killer at the end of the movie. And there's really nothing that I could give it. And how, like I said, the story is so kind of inconsequential with all the characters. Like, they are barely on screen and they're never mentioned afterward. All the side characters. The only one that makes it to the movie the whole way through, like, who is shown all the way through, is Michael Fassbender. A lot of the characters just either come and go or come back or whatever, but Michael Fassbender's the one who stays through the whole movie, but his character is bland, so it doesn't help at all. And there are so many weird things that logically, as a human being, do not make any goddamn sense. The characters, like the people they kind of interrogate, the suspects, they're so weird and they have these weird quirks, but I don't understand why. Like, for example, the guy with the red toenails, like, it made a it made a point to show his feet and show his toenails, and they were red, like painted red. And you don't get an explanation for that, and it's so weird because you see this guy and you just have that, and it's weird to say that, but I wonder why that was like that. Why did he have that? What was the point in that at all? There's no literal reason why. And then one of the dumbest things in this movie is, I don't know who the guy was that Michael Fassbender's character. Oh, his character's name is Harry Hole, HarryHole. What in the fuck is with that name? That's so unintentionally stupid that in a serious movie like this it ruins it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Harry Hole is talking to a guy. I don't know whether he was just a guy part of the like investigation, because he gives Michael Fassbender this photo of like a person who got their head shot off, and Michael Fassbender's character is looking at the photo and he says to the guy, "Can I keep this photo, this evidence photo?" And the guy says no, and then Michael Fassbender's character literally repeats again and says, "Can I have this picture?" And then the guy goes, "Sure, why not?" What the fuck? What does that... That does not make any goddamn sense. I don't know if that's humor, or trying to be funny, like that. In terms of what would happen in real life, of course that wouldn't happen. They wouldn't let you keep that, and they wouldn't do... Like, it doesn't make any sense how the response went. You just ask the question twice after they say no the first time, and then you get what you want, even if it's something that's part of an investigation of a murder. Yeah, that's how it works. Fuck off, movie. This movie was so bad. It made me so furious. It's not my least favorite movie of the year, but it is goddamn close. It is so bad. And it makes me so mad because all these big actors were here and are basically insulted in terms of not having anything good to work off of at all. And it's sad to see that. I really hate when they do that with good actors, because they're squandering their talent. It's really stupid. And just the movie alone, before I even saw it, the trailer, and the name, I was like, that is the dumbest name for a horror movie, or what it seemed like a horror movie. The Snowman. Like, that to me seemed like one of the dumbest names ever. And I know it's based on a book, and I have not read the book. Maybe the book is actually good. Maybe people like that. Or maybe people hate it like this, like the movie, but the movie itself sucked ass. It was so terrible. I couldn't stand it. Like I said, just nothing. There's only one little thing I can give it, in that it's got a couple cool kind of shots, like maybe two, but that gives nothing to the quality of the film in terms of character, in terms of story, in terms of pacing, in terms of logic, human logic that they don't have in this movie. Again, makes no sense. That's the way to sum it up. It makes no sense on all levels. On all levels, it makes absolutely no sense. So yeah, it was terrible. And if anybody else saw it, I don't know, maybe if anybody likes this, that's fine, but for me, this just wore me out. It was exhausting, and it was so hard to get through it, because it was just so dumb and so boring. No characters to cling on to, no depth, just so uninteresting. But anyways, this was just a terrible movie, so thanks guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.